Welcome back, everybody. Chris Norwood in from Tipton, Hurst for his regular Tuesday visit with us. Good to see you.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, I'm doing great.
Love the weather. Thank you.
You're welcome. I think everybody does like it. Now, if it did this every day this week, they may be tired of it.
I don't care. It's
Everybody's
better than being hot.
So. Tell you what, last Tuesday, Chris said if you have questions about an event or a floral arrangement, email them to us and he will answer them on the air. And
That's right.
Several.
We did.
Okay.
We're very fortunate. People actually care what we think.
They do care. They do care. We've cared what you think for a long time. Let's put up the question you chose for today. This was from Melanda of Pine Bluff. And Melanda asks, how do you preserve wild cattails for floral arrangements, and when is the best time to cut them for this project? Melanda, I know that there are a lot of those cattails growing around Pine Bluff.
They're everywhere, and they're actually beautiful. The best time to cut them is right now, though. If you'll feel that, Melinda, see how hard that is?
It's very firm.
As the cattail matures, it gets softer. They start to kind of I call them blowing up, basically. So you want to cut them when they're very firm, and what you want to do is not put them back in water, because if they put in water, they'll continue to mature. So then they'll dry like this. Another old wise tale is to actually spray them with hairspray once you do that. But it's really just any kind of adhesive that'll make it hold together better.
And that works?
It does.
The hairspray. Okay, you said it was a wide still, so I thought it wasn't.
Well, that's not perfect, but it's okay.
It works.
So actually, we're going to take cattails a day.
Okay.
We're going to make them into a simple design. And since we're doing the green thing, which I didn't know y'all were doing green today, but I was going to do green too. So there we go. We're going to take them and make them into a stack like this.
Good.
And the reason why we take them off first is because if we don't, then remember how big of a mess that makes when we don't?
Right.
We're going to take it and we're going to cut it right there. Like that.
That way you have all your ends together.
Right. And we're going to take some of the seed eucalyptus, which is a great filler around the base.
Also something you could pick outside.
And actually this dries as well too.
Okay.
Believe it or not. So there. We're going to fill that in there. And this is just to hold our stems in place once we get them going.
Right.
Okay. One more piece there.
This is going to be a very natural looking arrangement.
Very, very organic. We're going to take our cattails we've made into a bundle.
Right.
We're going to put that.
Is there a certain season when cattails are really abundant? You said right now is a good time.
Right now, late summer, they're great.
Right.
Once they get into fall, then they start to mature, and that's when they start to explode. You'll see them alongside the road, and they'll be like blown up. That's when they're starting to spread the seeds.
And that's too late then.
That's way too late. Nothing worse to get a cattail in your house and have it blow up, because it just goes everywhere.
You don't want that. Okay, now what are these? They're cattails also?
No, I call these bunny tail. I don't know what it's a type of grass, but I always was told they're called, a common name is called bunny tail.
Bunny tail.
Bunny
tail.
Right.
It sort of looks like a green cattail.
Exactly, but it's a little bit more wispy. Adds a little bit more movement around the base.
All right.
So there. This would be a great centerpiece to use for when you get into we're having all the gumbo parties with the ducks and stuff, and all the things down in Stuttgart, things like that.
Sure, Ducks Unlimited coming up, I think. Yeah.
Exactly, and in a very inexpensive way too.
Absolutely.
So the bunny tail actually just gives you a little bit more movement around the edge.
Right.
There. And if you want to add some flowers to it, you always can do some sunflowers just for a little bit of punch of color at the base. We'll just put a few down here, just at the very bottom.
Looks like it goes perfectly. Now, will the cattails drink up water?
These will, but if you're going to cut them for a centerpiece, that's okay. But once they dry, once you get them out and let them dry, they're not going to take up anymore. They're basically dead.
Right.
They're dead, so they're going to hurt them anymore.
Very good.
You just want to make sure that when you cut the stem of the cattail, you can kind of tell how when it gets brittle, that's when it's totally dried out. You can use them for anything.
Okay.
Okay. But as long as they're still kind of pliable when you do like that means they're going to be able to take water back up.
Okay.
Okay. So that would be, but you want to make sure you don't, if you want to have them last, you want to make sure you get it totally dried out.
Yeah. I see them a lot in the bios around South Arkansas, especially in East Arkansas.
So that was a great question.
That was a great question. So Melanda, we appreciate it. Again, the best time to cut them would be right now.
When they're really firm, and you want to dry them out.
And then as far as preserving them, you said the hairspray kind of works?
Kind of helps a little bit, but as long as you get them when they're really firm and let them air dry, they should be fine.
Okay, good deal.
So it should be good.
All right, well, if you have a question for Chris like Melanda did, all you have to do is email it to us, and he may answer it right here on the air. You can just send it to our email address, goodmorning@katv.com. You can also go to our Good Morning blog and read more about it, too.
And actually, if we use your question, then you get to go to Tipton Hurst and get a bouquet of the day.
There you go. So it pays to ask questions, whether they're dumb or smart or whatever.
No dumb questions.
No dumb questions. KATV.com for more information, and Melanda needs to go to one of your Tipton Hurst.
That's right.
And get her free flowers. All right, thanks so much.
Thank
we
you.
Appreciate it. That's beautiful. Very natural.
Keep the weather down, the heat down,
Okay, we'll try to do that.